So for my ninth challenge run, I decided to do a all-party challenge again. This is the second one of these I've done. All the other ones have been solo challenges. Um, so this one is, can you beat Final Fantasy 1 for the NES using only mages? And I decided not to use a red mage because red mage actually has pretty decent, physical damage as well. So I excluded the red mage, and instead I did 2 white mages and 2 black mages to bounce it out. And this was harder than my solo warrior challenge, though my solo warrior challenge was on the Pixel Remaster version. This one is the NES version, so I figured it would be harder to do it on this version, so that's why I chose this version. I feel like it would have been too easy on the Pixel Remaster. Yeah, and this challenge was very brutal. Like, it was really hard, and it took a crazy amount of time to get through the dungeons. Like, the dungeons were really the difficult part of this challenge, was surviving the dungeons. Like, I could not get through them. I had to go through each dungeon multiple times, having to constantly leave because I ran out of MP, or whatever the case may be. So this was a complete nightmare of a challenge. Definitely one of the harder challenges. Not really in terms of the boss fights per se, which is what you'll see in this video, but the dungeons were really hard, because you got to use MP to defeat a lot of the monsters, and then by the time you get to the boss, you're out of MP. So I usually had to leave the dungeon, go heal, then return, and finally get through it, But the question is, can you beat Final Fantasy 1 using only 2 black mages, or can you beat Final Fantasy 1 using only mages? 2 black mages, 2 white mages. Alright, before jumping into the challenge though, let's go over the strengths and weaknesses of both the white mage and the black mage, starting with the white mage. The white mage, his strengths is a support class, as well as a healer, and an undead killer as well. That's some of the strengths of the white mage. Some of the best support skills in the game are Ruse, which boosts the caster's evasion by a lot. And then you have Invis, which boosts the evasion of one ally. And then it upgrades later to Invis 2, which boosts all allies' evasion. And then also another good support spell is Fog. But I put a note that Invis is better. And then Fog 2, I wouldn't really say that Invis 2 is better than Fog 2. They're both equally good, Fog 2 boosts the defense of the entire party. Fog boosts the defense of one ally. Fog is unreliable though, because you don't know what ally is going to get hit. And then some of the other good support spells are a ice, a fire, and a lightning. Basically the elemental protection spells. And then I put a note here, mute against Astos, because yeah, that's really handy for one particular boss fight. The white mage is also a healer, and the best healing spells are of course Cure 1, Cure 2, Cure 3, and Cure 4, as well as Life 1 and Life 2. And then also the white mage destroys undead with Harm 1, Harm 2, Harm 3, and Harm 4. So those are the strengths of the white mage. Now let's go over some of the weaknesses of the white mage. Alright, now we're going to go over the weaknesses of the white mage. So, the lowest damage in the game. The white mage doesn't get an offensive spell until level 8 black mag or level 8 white magic, and it gets fade. Other than that, you have to attack with its hammer, and a lot of times the hammer will just miss, or it won't do a whole lot of damage. The only time this is not the fact is if you're battling against undead specifically, which is one of the strengths of White Mage. So against undead, it's one of the strongest classes in terms of damage against undead. But overall, it's the lowest damaging class in the game. Except for against specifically undead. And the black mage does lower physical damage, but the black mage has spells, like fire, ice, and lightning. The white mage doesn't have that until the end of the game, except for harm, and that's only useful against undead. So, yeah, that's a big drawback of the white mage. More HP than black mage, but less evasion. The black mages have more evasion than the white mage, which in the late game it's like 7 points. The black mage has like 7 points more, at least mine did. And that can make a big difference. 7% is not a meager amount. That's actually a pretty significant amount more. And so that just means like the white mage is going to take more hits, it's not going to dodge as much as the black mages would. It's not that big of a drawback, and the white mages do have over 100 more HP than the black mages, so it kind of balances out. The worst class against random encounters. This is 100% true, because you're not going to want to cast like Invis 2 against random encounters, right? You're not going to want to waste time with that. You want to save it for the boss fights, right? Well, this makes the game take a lot longer until you finally get like the Zeus gauntlets, where the white mage can actually, cast Thunder 2 or Lightning 2 infinitely. Then the white mage gets a little bit better because of that item in particular. And there's also the Thor hammer, which you get later in the game as well. But yeah, it's just having to rely on the weapons and armor that give you infinite damage is just because any class can do that anyway. So just not having a way to deal damage outside of those infinite items is a real hindrance for the white mage. And it is a real struggle to fight random encounters with a white mage in your party. Trust me. I learned that through doing this challenge, how bad I usually have one white mage in a lot of my parties. But this time I had 2, and it was a real hindrance. Let's just say that. So now let's go over the strengths of the black mage. Alright, here we go. The strengths of the black mage. So, elemental spells, which can hit weaknesses. So, you got fire, ice, and lightning. There's fewer enemies that are weak to ice, but it's the most powerfulest of the 3. Followed by, I think, lightning, and then fire is the weakest, but fire is more effective against a lot of enemies in the game, so a lot of enemies are weak to fire, so they kind of all 3 balance out. And you could use whatever element the enemy is weak to deal massive damage. The black mage also has access to the best spell in the game, Fast. This is an S tier spell, and it is insanely good. Give it to cast it on your monk or your fighter, and that character will shred the enemies. And it'll also increase their chance for crit as well. So So what it does is they'll get more hits, and they'll crit more often as well because of that. So it is just, it's broken, honestly. It's the reason black mages are good against boss fights. The only reason they're good against boss fights. If it wasn't for fast, they would be terrible against boss fights. And you'd just be better off using someone else. Another class. But because fast is so good, I would have a black mage in all my parties. Though I guess red mages have access to this too, don't they? Or is it only black mage? Yeah, okay, red mages have access to fast as well, so red mages are can do this too, so but black mages have access to have access to a spell which I'm going to go over later, which ties into this. AoE makes it one of the best classes against random encounters. So if you're fighting against like 9 enemies at a time, you cast your tier 2 and tier 3 spells and you AoE them down. Super effective. It makes grinding a lot easier, and it's just great to have that. So you have the white mage who's terrible against random encounters, but then you have the black mage who's really good against random encounters. It's they're kind of the complete opposite of each other. And then shout out to Nuke. Level 8 spell. It's the last spell you get for your black mage, and it does a lot of damage, and it hits all enemies. So I'd be stupid not to add Nuke on one of the strengths of the black mage. The red mage does not get access to this spell. But now that the strengths are over for the black mage, let's go over some of the weaknesses of the black mage. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the weaknesses of the black mage, and it has quite a bit of weaknesses. Lowest HP. That's really bad because a lot of times the black mage can get one-shotted, which other classes typically don't. They usually get two-shotted, but the black mages could actually die in one hit because of how low their HP is. For some reason, they take loads of AoE damage. I noticed they take a lot more AoE damage than other classes. I don't know why that is. I get that because their defense is about the same as the white mage, right? Because they have the same equipment as the white mage, but for some reason they take a lot more damage from AoE. I'm not sure if that's because of their low vitality or what, because they have the lowest vitality in the game, which is tied to HP. Lowest physical damage. So if you have to attack, if you're out of MP with them and you have to attack with their staff, they almost always miss, or they'll do like 1 damage. So it's really bad. Debuffs aren't worth it. They have a bunch of debuffing spells, but I found myself not even using them a lot of the times. And when I did, a lot of times they would just miss. But there are good ones like Slow 2 and stuff, but I don't know, I just felt like they missed a lot, so I didn't really use them a whole lot. And then also useless without MP. And that ties into this as well, lowest physical damage. If they run out of MP, they're basically useless. Because what are you going to do, attack with their physical attack? You know? So, yeah, if they run out of MP, they're kind of in trouble. You usually just have to leave the dungeon and come back. That's what I had to do in this challenge run. When they ran out of MP, I had to just leave and go through the dungeon again. And I'm sure I could put more strengths and weaknesses of both the white mage and black mage, but these are the ones I thought of on the top of my head. And I'm pretty sure I could have added more to it, but I think I did. I think I covered just about the gist of it. So, with all this said, let's go ahead and start up the challenge run. Now that you know the strengths and weaknesses of both the white mage and the black mage. Alright, I'm going to attempt Garland at level 3. I have both the white mages and both the black mages level 3. And full spell charges, so we should be able to win, right? Because I have fire. Should be okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. We might lose a character though. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Fire OP. It does get a little bit lucky here though. And the heal go off before the white mage dies. Oh, it missed. Garland missed. That's surprising. Got really lucky there. That white mage could have died. Still not dead. Oh, no, did we get him? Okay. Beat Garland level 3. I kind of figured it wouldn't be that hard, but... I actually can't rescue the princess yet, though, because I want to go get the cap and stuff. Alright, it's time to take on the pirates here. Each of my characters level 4. And let's go beat these 9 pirates. And get the ship. Have everybody attack a different pirate. Even with mages can one-shot the pirates. They have pretty low hit points. There's just a lot of them. So I don't think he'd be able to beat this battle at level 3. It'd be pretty rough. Because they do hit pretty hard. They should all die in one hit. Assuming you don't miss. We're going after that one black mage. Damn, they're all going after Razor. I'm not surprised of my luck. Even my luck in the controlling a character in a game even is unlucky. Figures. I think the Razor name is cursed. Allegedly. There we go. Should be able to finish them off here. One more left. Ah. There we go. The white mage finished it off. For defeating the pirates, you get a good amount of EXP and gold. Talk to him again and you get the ship. And with the ship you can get to Elheim. And then eventually you get to Elheim, you grind a little bit around there, then you go to Marsh Cave. Oh god, I got 4 of them. Alright, you want to get Invis going here. Ruse. And you can just do Lightning 2 or Fire 2 if you're Black Mages. Once you get Invis going and Ruse, you'll be good. They won't be able to hit you. Or they're less likely to hit you anyway. They can still critical hit, which is guaranteed to hit. But that's the only way they can hit you. Okay, it seems like Lightning 2 is better. Yep. Lightning 2 is the way to go. Should have used Lightning 2 of both of them. My bad. Well, I guess it's doing about the same as Fire as well. Oh, nope. Definitely does more. You stop hitting one of my... Guess I should have put Invis on Yuna. Would have been better. Ruse and Invis are the same thing, except Invis can hit... You could target another ally with it. See? But Ruse only affects the user. As you can tell here. See? It wouldn't let me select a target. Let's do a good Cure 2 on Yuna. Gotta prevent her from dying. And there you go, that's how you defeat the wizards. Not that hard, honestly. But the fact that they come in random encounters later in the game is kind of annoying, because you don't really want to... When they're just random encounters, it's different because you don't really want to waste your spells on random encounters. Alright, want to do... Oops, sorry. Want to do mute. Mute. I guess I could try to get slow on him. I don't know if it'll work. Actually, it's not worth it. Let's get fast on everybody. So he has a high chance to cast Rub on his first turn. He didn't do it though. Rub can do instant death though. Okay, it actually worked the first try, nice. So now you can no longer cast Rub. Or any other spells for the rest of the battle. So at this point, just get Invis on all your characters and fast on all your characters and you'll be good. You can't cast it because he's silenced. I guess actually with the black mages it's better to do lightning too. Instead of attacking with them though. I guess I need to use fast on the black mages. There we go, got him already. That was fast. Yeah, he's pretty easy once you get silence on him. Alright, so I went ahead and skipped the Vampire Lord boss fight, and now we're going to be taking on Lich. I made my way through Cavern of Birth with this party, and my levels are 14 for each of my characters. And we're going to see if we can beat Lich with just 2 white mages and 2 black mages. There's my armor, my weapons, and we're good to start the boss fight here. Shouldn't be that hard because Lich is undead. So you can do harm 2 on him. And then you also want to do fire 2 as well. And yep, fire 2. I may be able to defeat him in 1 round if I high roll the damage. If I low roll, it's going to take a few turns to kill him. Ooh, I high rolled that one. Yeah, magic in this game is a bit RNG. Yeah, and he has AoE Ice 2, which does a ton of damage to all your characters. Yeah, it almost killed my mages. Almost killed my black mages. And my white mages too. I low rolled the harm too. If he gets his turn first next turn, I could die next turn. If he goes first. Hopefully we go first. Okay, just did his melee attack that turn. Okay, good. He should die then. So we're good. We managed to beat him. Yep, got him. The first fiend defeated. And the Cavern of Earth completed with this party as well. Alright, on to the next destination is Crescent Lake. And then eventually the Ice Cavern, which I'm not looking forward to with this party. Got to flee from a lot of the enemies in the Ice Cavern. Alright, after the Cavern of Earth, I went to Crescent Lake, got the canoe, and I eventually made my way here to the Citadel Trials. Gonna be taking on the zombie dragon. Or sometimes 2 zombie dragons. In this case, I'm fighting 2. You can either fight 1 or 2. And you want to do fire 2 and harm 2 on them. If you have black mages. Or white mages. They can paralyze you if they're physical attacks, and they do a lot of damage too. But other than that, they're not really that powerful. They don't really have as much HP as you would think. You would think with zombie dragons they'd have a lot more HP, but they don't really. There we go. Managed to beat the zombie dragon with 2 white mages and 2 black mages. I'm gonna try her again. Apparently, she is susceptible to confuse. I'll try that, I guess. You can also slow her as well, potentially. We'll try slow first. Probably has a low chance to work. You can also silence her too, apparently. To prevent the AoE, but I'm not really worried about the AoE, it's more about our physical attack. Yeah, see, her magic's pitiful. Slow doesn't seem to work on her though. I tried and it didn't work. Might have failed. We'll try it again. Oh, yep, it did work. Nice. That'll help out a lot, actually. It'll reduce her chance to hit. Because she gets less hits. Yeah, see? Less likely to crit, too. So we're going to get Invis going on the black mages. And just cast Ice 2 on them. Or just have them cast Ice 2. So you resist all spells except for Ice. So I was at the dwindle her HP very slowly. So I must speed up this battle so it doesn't take forever. If I had a normal party, it wouldn't take forever, but I unfortunately have a... Hold on, let me make sure I casted the right spell on the right character. Invis on the final black mage. I do think I want to get fast on my white mages though. They have an increased chance to crit. Okay, I'm out of ices. We can cast lightning too. She does resist it, but that's okay. We still do some damage to her. You can also cast lightning too with the gauntlet too. I'll eventually get her. This is going to take forever. It's a very slow party in terms of this battle. Come on, man. I'm trying to use... My controller keeps messing up. We have one more lightning 2 left. Now we gotta do lightning. Oh, we got her. Nice. Took forever, but we managed to win. Got really lucky there. Alright. Let's take on Kraken here. So we want to start with a light, because Kraken likes sometimes cast lightning too. We also want to do invis, targeting the mages first, I think. Alright, so let's try to get slow 2 on him. That'll help out a lot if I can manage to get it to stick. Ooh, and there goes a white mage right off the bat. Our slow one went off first. But now we're protected against lightning. We got slow 2 on him. It did work. At least the first time anyway. Alright. Now we do want to get invis going. It's the other right mage died. I gotta get invis going now. And we'll do lightning 2. And lightning 2. Yeah, so now he's down to 46 after getting slow on him. And he'll more than likely miss if I get invis on everybody. Invis twice on everybody. And keep in mind you cannot revive in battle, so life is useless in battle, so I can't revive. So we're just going to fight this boss without without the other white mage. There's nothing I can do about it, so. Ooh, nice. Got a high roll hit there. Damn, that was a huge high roll. Shit. Kraken, you going down, son. Mages keep high rolling like that. Yeah, only 19 damage. That's the power of slow. And invis. Less hits. And they just do next to nothing when their hit count goes down. Unless they crit. But Kraken only has a 1% chance to crit. I'm not really too concerned about that. If he crits, I guess. If he crits, my characters are dead in one hit. But just gotta hope it doesn't happen. Let's get invis going again on the mage. Because it does stack 2 times. It might stack even more than 2 times, but 2 times is really all you need. Yeah, Kraken also has a special attack called Ink as well. Which can blind you. And nice, we got Kraken, alright. One short of a white mage too. We still won. Hell yeah. And let's go up here. And voila. 3 fiends down, 1 to go. Alright, let's try to Tiamat again. This time with Nuke. I want to start by casting a lightning and a probably a ice. Go with Nuke. And hopefully it casts either Blizzard or Thunder, because we'll be protected from it. Assuming we go first. We got a ice off. Ooh, yeah, big damage with Nuke. 258. Yeah, low roll. Still, it's 359 damage so far. A lot more than last time. Nice, got it off before he cast the Thunder. That's good. Now you want to get a fire going. And also get Fog 2 going. Go Nuke again. Nuke. This is why I learned Nuke, because I knew I was going to need it. I should have learned it before I came here, I guess. Well, I didn't have enough money. He should be just about dead, too. That's all the nukes I have. He's only got 1,000 hit points, I think. Or maybe he has 2,000. Either has 1,000 or 2,000. We'll do Cure 4 on that Black Mage, and we'll do Armor Fog 2 again. We'll do Double Lightning 3. This will fully heal the Black Mage. Alright, Cure 4 again. Zeus. Lightning 3, Lightning 3. Yeah, Cure 4 is so good in this game. Fully heals. HP. I think he has 2,000 HP because he'd be dead already. There you go, that's how you beat Tiamat with just black mages and white mages. Pretty rough. And we've now defeated all 4 fiends. Alright, it's now time for the upgraded Lich with this party. In the Temple of Chaos. Should be able to win. No problem really. We have harm 3. We can go harm 2. We can go fire 3. And fire 3. As long as everything... I guess I should have used harm 2 with the light axes, I guess. Oh god, he's starting with nuke. That's really bad. Oof. Yeah, the damage can spike with that ability. Ow. Oh, there goes both of my black mages. Oh, I get this Cure 4 off or I'm going to lose my other mage as well. Nice. White Mage is OP late game. Seriously? It's only doing that much damage? He's got good magic resistance. Use fast on one of your melee fighters and you'll chew through him like he's paper. But magic is not very effective in this. Oh, there's nothing you can do to resist nuke either. It's non-elemental, so. And you get 500 EXP for that boss if you have a party of 4. If you have all party members alive, you get 500. So not a lot. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna take the mirror lift down. Carry whatever you want to call her. Let's get a good Invis 2 going. We'll do a good Ice 3. And I plan to get out of here anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and use nuke. Come on, get the Invis 2. Damn. Ow. Let's just go ahead and cure 3 on Razor there. Cure 3 Razor, and then actually no, I need to use the Invis again. If I wasn't planning on getting out of here, I wouldn't use nuke, obviously. Still got 3 hits even though I have... Oh, crit. It was a crit. Never mind. Crits are guaranteed to hit. All good in the hood. If you have one character dead, you give 666 XP, which is the double number. Alright, we're going to go deeper, but I'm going to leave soon. And obviously leave off screen anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, no chest on this floor. And you'll fight enemies from the sunken shrine. So just use lightning too, or your Zeus gauntlets and your Zeus Thor hammer. You got it. Holy crap, it's kind of a crazy battle. 6 water elementals. I'm gonna show this fight just because it's kind of crazy. It's a lot of elementals. Should be good though if we get the strike first. I roll that damage. Yeah, we went first, so we did pretty well here, but they got some damage in on us. Should be a lot of EXP. 2,900, almost 3,000 EXP. It takes so much to level up though in this that 3,000 doesn't even seem like a lot. I am seriously running out of healing items though. And we have Kraken up ahead. Alright, it's time to take on upgraded Kraken. And we want to, actually we don't, yeah, Razor's going to take a ton of damage in this because you don't have a ribbon, but there's not much I can do about that. Let's do Fade. Sucks I don't have Nuke for this boss. I do have one Nuke. Oh, Fade did 176. That's not too bad. Woo, Nuke did almost 300. Damn, son. Holy crap, 8 hits for 552 damage though. Yeah, I forgot to do Invis. Oops. Let me get Invis going on us. I'm pretty sure he's susceptible to slow, right? Could have sworn I got slow on him. Maybe it was another of the fiends. Oh shit. Yeah, I think it's over here. I don't think I get through this. Not without an EMP. Did not mean to attack there, but... Alright, with the 3 upgraded fiends down, we have one more left. Kraken, or Tiamat, I mean. And we should be able to beat him. Then we have one final boss after this. The final boss. Okay, so let's get well, no, I don't really have enough Invis 2 charges right now. So I'll actually just use the Thor gauntlet, or the Thor hammer. White robe. Fire 3, sure. Fire 3. Yeah. This is going to be a rough one. Let's do a lightning. At least get that on Razor. Yeah, that actually does work on Razor. Not really much I could do, honestly, except just spam these. Infinite items, I guess. There's not much to do. We could do one fade, I guess, for each of the mages here. I don't really want to use nuke though, because I'd rather use against, well, I guess. No, I'm good. I'm just going to use fade. I don't want to use the nukes. I think I'm going to need them. That's not bad damage. I guess revive BB after the battle's over. High rolled and then low rolled. Just go back to using the infinite items. It's going to be a slow grind. I guess I will use one nuke, screw it. I'll still have 5 nukes for chaos. I don't want to use any more than that. To get fast going on my white mage at the top. Could probably crit pretty easily with fast. Yeah. There's technically more damage. Oh, we won, but we have to use 2 lives.